Ecamm fam, what's good, y'all? Happy Thursday. If you're watching us live, happy whatever day it is that you're watching this. If you're on a replay squad, welcome to another episode of Marshall Creates with Ecamm. Let me say what's up to the fam. Yo, what up? What is good? Doc, look, if you want to come on here live, let me know. I sent you the link. I texted you the link. So I don't even know if you texted me back. So if you want to hop on here live, you can do that. If not, it's all good. Paul, thank you for what you do. The Gabe Lil experience. Welcome. DocPopps sounds kind of like a popcorn. It does, doesn't it? Luis, what is good? Gretchen, great to see you. Micah. So the song is called Fabio Piano Bass off of Soundstripe. I use Soundstripe for my music, so that is the name of the song. David, what's good? You finally got to make it live. Mark, what is good? Welcome. Cool. K-Walk Comedy, what's good? Just Tornado, what is good? Just finishing my coffee. Okay, bet. So Doc is gonna likely be joining us, so we could get this logo done, y'all. So if you aren't familiar, Valerie, what is good? Welcome. Doc recently launched a pre-sale for his premium pop filters for our Shure microphones, y'all. So the whole range of Shure microphones, well, at least the newer ones that's out, like the SM7B and the MV7 Plus, even the pod mic, right? Am I mistaken? Let's check out the website real quick, just so y'all can see what we're talking about. So I'm gonna share my screen with you guys. Let me pull it up here. I already have it. Oh, I close it out. Okay, hold on. www.DocPopps. I believe that's it, right? Nope, that ain't it. Hold on, y'all. Doc Rock. I know I just saw it. Doc, what is it? Here it is. I open up the site. It is DocPopps, but you got to put the HTTPS. Okay, DocPopps.com. All right, let me share my screen with y'all real quick. Andy, what's going on? Good to see you. All right. So it's coming up here shortly, hopefully. Hold on, y'all. HTTPS DocPopps. Let's do it without www. Is my internet tripping? Doc, what is it? Is that right? Oh, redirect is working on it. All right. Gotcha. DocRock.live/merch. DocRock.live/merch. I thought I was the only one that deal with stuff like that. Boom, there we go. DocPopps. So the pre-sale just started. Look fresh, sound fresh. Yup, he does have him for the pop mic. Yup. So if you're in the Rode family with your mic, he's got you covered there as well. So you got the SM7B. I'm definitely gonna be grabbing at least one of these. So you had the blue on there. So I gotta get that. MV7. Of course, that'll work for the MV7 Plus as well as the pod mic as well. So you can tell just by looking at it that it's a lot more premium than these, which we got from, I think it's the Reporter Store from over in Europe. But now we have a premium solution, right? We have a premium solution. So Doc just launched this for pre-sale. So we're going to be creating the logo for it. So he has a logo that he kind of started that we're going to be refining. So we're not going to reinvent the wheel. But we're going to make it a lot more premium. Steven, what's good? George, it's good to see you. Glad to have you guys on the stream. All right, cool. Let me zoom in a bit more. There we go. Cool. So you can see me closer. What if I zoom all the way out? How much could you see? A lot. You can see my keyboard and everything. All right, let me zoom way back in. All right, cool. And hopefully Doc will be on here, so we'll have a bit of a different scene. All right, cool. What you sell popcorn. Okay. Started as being so nice. I'm glad you took it that way instead of started. It was finished. No, I'm kidding. All right, y'all. So this is what we got right here so far. So as you can see, the logo is in the shape of a Shure SM7B. And then he has a version with it over top of the photo of the SM7B, which, yeah, I think we're going to nix that because you don't want to necessarily have a photo in your logo. So the logo should stand alone. And then you can get into issues with like copyright, like who took this photo. I mean, if you took the photo, you own the copyright to the photo, but you just don't want to have like somebody else's product in your logo because you couldn't trademark that, right? And it's a photo, so the logo should stand alone in black and white. So when I met with Doc at the podcast summit, he showed me the logo, and I had an idea that we would have pretty much the same premise of Doc inside of on the left hand side. So if you look at the mic, right? Let me zoom out because this is the same mic. This part, Doc would be in this part, Pops would be in this part, but it would make up the actual pop filter, if that makes sense. So it won't be like white text on this black. It would be pretty much essentially in the entire thing. So let me show you what I mean. All right, let me just check in with y'all real quick. Yep. No photo in your logo. Yep, facts. Buy two for my son. Boom, let's go. Paul said you forgot 2 zeros. You're supposed to buy 200, apparently. Yep. Oh, the SM7B. Well, yeah, that's a good point. So the SM7B, the taller pop filter, will also work on the MV7 and MV7 Plus. That's a good point, Paul. I'm not gonna take mine off now, but the capsule, I don't know what the terminology is for it, but it's shorter on the SM7B. The MV7 Plus is shorter than it is on the SM7B, but you can still put this over top of it because it's longer than it needs to be. And it's also a way, if you only show half of your microphone, you can make people think that you have a SM7B with the longer pop filter if you wanted to. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do that, but you could if you wanted to. And it may be a bit more effective because it adds more distance between the pop filter and then the capsule, whatever the thing's called. Correct me if I'm wrong. My nephew's group is 5 people. Cool. All right, y'all. So let me just show you briefly what I'm talking about. So this is grouped. So this is actually a vector version of the SM7B that I created because I actually incorporated the SM7B into the logo that I did for the podcast summit. I'm not sure if you guys have seen that, but it incorporates the SM7B. I'll show y'all that real quick. Because I think it was kind of full circle because I did the logo probably early last year. And we had the summit last year in Miami and then this year in Atlanta. But this year, Shure actually was a sponsor of the podcast summit. So you see how we incorporated it here. So Shure is actually a sponsor this year along with Ecamm. So shout out to Ecamm, of course, for linking Dave with Shure to be one of the sponsors of the podcast summit. And quick plug, y'all, just because we're talking about it, Dave's actually doing a hot seat live, which is powered by Shure and Ecamm. I'll show you that real quick. So that's tomorrow. I don't know if anybody's in the Atlanta area, but if you are, you can show up. You can pull up to the hot seat recording. They will be streaming on Ecamm live to YouTube and also sponsored by Shure. So they're going to be giving away 2 MV7 Pluses, Mac Mini, like pretty much a whole podcast setup tomorrow. If you're in the Atlanta area, if not, at least tune in live. Show love, support. Hashtag Ecamm fam. So quick plug for this because Ecamm is a sponsor as well as Shure for the hot seat live. So, all right, so let's jump back in. So we could approach this a couple different ways. Let me just show y'all this real quick. Create enough content to get sponsored by Shure, bro, and get an SM7DB 7B. Is that what the new one's called? I forgot all about that one. SM7B 7, yeah, something. Yolanda, what's good? What is good? Okay, all right. No, I don't know what just happened. Option, shift, click, drag. So I'm gonna show y'all briefly what I'm thinking. So have this side in like a darker color, and then this side, just delete this out. And let's see, we say we're gonna rock the purple, almost like this. So this side will pretty much represent the actual pop filter, and this side will represent the bottom part, whatever this bottom part of the mic is called, the mic. And we're done. Thanks for joining us. No, I'm kidding. So something like this, but do it in a way that's a bit more premium, right? Because what I try to do when I design logos is do something that you'll look at and like, oh, that was kind of clever. I wonder how they did that. So even if it's maybe it's something like as simple as this, right? Let me show you something real quick. Let me see. So I'm gonna go to like this perspective warp tool. This is just a quick example. And maybe it's something as simple as this, like adding a perspective to it. But of course, we want it to look like a mic. But something like that, where your average person, or let's say you just go to Fiverr, they wouldn't think to just do something like that. So something to make it that much more unique, where somebody just can't duplicate your logo. Of course, you want to get a copy written or copyrighted or whatever to have full protection. But it'll be easier to just have something that's a bit more unique that the average person can't rip off, right? Because I say you don't get it copyrighted right away, and somebody else comes up with a similar logo that similar to what you created, and then they go get it copyrighted, then you're like, oh, dang, you wanted to change your logo up, because they could file a complaint or something to say, oh, your logo's too similar. So, yeah. All right, clever with the shape. No, you were, and we're gonna do that. we're definitely gonna do that. We're definitely gonna do that. Okay. All right, cool. All right, so let me undo this. So now what I also did, and Doc, I don't know if you're married to the font, but I actually like the font that you chose. So I went and bought it from Aaron Draplin. Um, so this font is called DDC Hardware. So I think it's cool. So what we're gonna do, the first thing I want to do is find a shape or angle for the pop filter, like for the actual microphone. So whether I have to take the photo myself, this could have been cool, but as you can see, the left-hand side, or at least the bottom part of the mic, is wider. If we're gonna put Doc, the word Doc, connect the name Doc on this side is DOC, right? But it's more space on this side than it is on this side. So pops will be squeezed into this right hand side. So we actually want this side to be wider. So we would have to have a different angle. All right. So both of them. Just checking with you guys. All right. So what I'm going to do is quickly look on Google to see if we can find any good angles of the SM7B that would accomplish what we need first, because we're going to essentially trace that. So Shure SM7B. If not, I'm gonna take a photo. Take a photo of mine. You want something that's instantly recognizable. So something like this could work, SM7DB, like this angle, but flipped. So Doc on one side and then pops on the other side, right? So something like this could work, and we just would change the angle of it. So I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. My little screenshot tool isn't working. There it is. Come on. You can do it. Trying to act slow, maybe because I'm streaming. Oh, here he is. Hold on, brother. All right, Doc's joining us. So, solo. Yo, yo.
Yo, in the building.
What up? All right, let me change the scene because I already have it set up for us. Boom. Yes, one. All right, Doc is in here. Hopefully there's no echo. Let us know. And let me adjust your framing real quick.
Yo, the kid has a large head.
Can you hear me, Doc?
Yeah.
All right, bet. Dang, your blue is super blue. Oh, your mic.
Oh, here, let's go like this.
Boom. I love it. So are those the official DocPopps?
Yeah, and the blue is going to be this darker one, not this one.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to get two separate blues. I wanted this and something more like a royal blue, but for whatever reason, like it wasn't. These guys couldn't get the head out of their butt, and I got sick of waiting, going back and forth. So Aubrey kept pressing me to make green. And at first I wasn't going to do it because of green screen, but I like the rainbow just looks doper anyway, it's more inclusive, whatever. So
yeah,
I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do green. And everybody that does green screen, they already know that, because no matter what green mic filter they get, it have the same problem. So Aubrey and Michelle kind of pushed it and it just worked.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Something trippy real quick. For some reason, on the back side and the guest side, I don't see you at all. So I'm just going to pull up the tab and just know I'm going to be a couple seconds behind.
Okay, yeah, you good.
I'm
All
not gonna
right.
have a panic attack and call the chat and be like, Ecamm is ruining my life.
All
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I
right, so I'm
got
gonna
you.
paste the where is it? Paste the screenshot that I just took, and we're gonna get a good angle of it first. So I'm almost tempted to flip it, reflect it. Ooh, I think I'm digging that. So it's almost at a similar angle as the original. So this is the original, we're gonna call it. So you guys see how the left-hand side is shorter now than the right-hand side? So now we could put Doc in there and then Pops on this side, and I think it will look great. I think it will look great. So let's go ahead and type DocPopps. I think I already have it typed somewhere. Here it is. Boom. So we'll do Doc first and then Pops.
Smart. Split it up.
Yeah.
Split it up. Genius.
Oh, so okay. So I like using the type tool. All right, so let me just type in Doc. It doesn't
All right,
matter.
see, you just did something like I'm always a little leery about changing like the height and width,
Oh yeah, me
but
too.
oh, okay. I was just wondering. No, and I always think about this like because you know what it was? It's knee jerk reaction from the old school days where people had only word art and they
Yeah,
would just stretch stuff, and I'm like, bruh, that doesn't look good. Don't do that.
yeah. So what we may do, Doc, is use the regular for Doc just to fit
Yeah.
it
Oh, I
better.
see
So
what
let's at
you're
least
saying.
see what it looks like, the regular weight, as
Right?
opposed
We talked
to
about
at
this
least for
last week. Like, don't be
huh?
afraid to use the different weights.
Yeah,
Right?
okay, yeah, exactly.
Straight
So
up.
let's do that. So what I'm gonna do is um go to object, envelope distort, make with warp,
That's
and
what I
then
did.
select bulge, and then do vertical. And let me see. No, not yet. Hold on. Come back the other way. So we just essentially want to fit it to this section. So
I feel
and we can refine this as well. Okay. So I think I'm gonna leave it like that for now. So now I need to change the color of it. So object, envelope distort, edit contents, and then make it white. Okay. Object, envelope distort, edit envelope. Now we can go ahead and before I actually have this at an angle to make it easier, I'm going to adjust this angle because this will likely be the final angle of the logo depending on how it looks. But in the meantime, while we're trying to get it to fit into this, we will have it at like a regular straight angle,
That's so
like
funny.
horizontal.
That's exactly what I did when I was doing it. Because like I was
Oh,
doing it
really?
live in class. I was just doing it quickly just to it was more or less a sketch. But yeah, I was like, it's smarter to move the image instead of twirl the words right away. Cause
Yeah,
it's hard to work on words when they're sideways. Once you got it, you can move it. But yeah, when you
right.
first start messing with it, it messes with your head.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's cool.
All right. So what if I do this and it's gonna look exactly the way yours look? It's like, no, I'm kidding.
Nah, it still look cool though. I mean, because
No.
you know what the hell you're doing. I was just like
Yeah.
speed running.
And look, I don't
Even
even do stuff like this that often, like with the
but I
warps,
like
but
the curve in the C, right? So like mine is just straight because I was fitting the letters in the shape. Because I was just
yeah,
I just made the envelope with a vector, and then I put the font on it, and I said make it fit in the envelope. It was that simple.
yeah,
But this
yeah.
looks actually cooler because it has a little movement with that shape. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep. So what I'm gonna do is so we're gonna have to add a little bit of a perspective, but we'll make it work. All right. So I think this works here. All right. Right now, we'll just try to make it fit because this is going to be inside
Yo, that's
of
great.
the microphone. What is this part of the microphone called? Does it have a name?
In this particular case, that's just where all the guts are.
Okay, the
So
guts.
on a SM7B, like on a DB, which this picture is of a DB, the
Mm-hmm.
preamp is in there, and that's what the difference is in the SM7DB versus the regular is it has a built-in preamp. But on
Right.
the regular SM7B, what people don't know, there's actually an air capsule in there, and that's why you grab it and you don't hear any noise, right? You be grabbing your
Mm.
cheap microphone, you hear dong, 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 dong. So all the way back to like the ones we use on stage at Movement or
Yeah.
at Summit, or the ones you use in church. There's actually a small little air pocket so that when the capsule moves, it's protected by that little air buffer, and that's why you don't hear a mic handling noise.
That's dope.
1964, homie came up with that.
Wow. All right. So we're getting somewhere, but I want to make sure that the spacing of these letters is consistent so it can look good. And I may even change the weight of the font just to see what the compressed one looks like. So I'm going to do that now actually. So I'm going to go up to object, envelope distort, edit contents, and let's go ahead with the compressed, or what is the other one? So we have condensed. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, okay, that's not bad. And then let's try compressed. So I think condensed probably works better. And then we just got to make sure that all of these, like you see the width of these, and I'm talking to the audience, they're all consistent. So it can look good. So what I'll probably have to do is add another warp. Like I need to add more, I don't know what they're called, like warp lines to it. So edit envelope, object, envelope distort.
Said I was 9.
Okay.
That's funny, Paul.
What do you say?
No, because I
Oh,
said like the SM58. Well, at the time it was called Unidyne, but the SM58 as we know it today basically started out as a Unidyne, which that Unidyne 3 was basically 1964. So yeah, Paul
oh
said he was
wow.
not. That's crazy. So that's the thing. Like, so people say, and again, right? The reason why I made that comment because you said take an MV7 and then put the head on it,
Mm-hmm.
and make people think you have an SM7B. I was like, or you could just create enough content that eventually you get sponsored by Shure, and then you get an
Boom.
SM7B. You know what I mean?
Boom.
Like, that's the key is, right, in order to get to the level that you want to get, in order to
Yeah.
get the things that you want to get, the only way to do that is actually create the content. Like, you're not going to
Yeah.
get it because I just started my channel and I got like 8 videos, and like everybody's going to start sending me stuff, so I don't have to pay for this. So the reason why everybody's still
Yeah.
at the level of it's expensive is
Yeah.
because you haven't done anything to put yourself in a position to monetize your situation in a manner that
Right.
it doesn't matter, right?
Yep.
So because of the I hate the word luckily. Sometimes I use it to make it easier for people to understand, but the reason why Tom and I had this conversation like maybe 2 years ago, the reason why we're at a position where something new comes out and we want to get it, we can just buy it and not wait for some kind of deal, is because we made enough content to be in a position to do that.
Yep. Or you have a
You know what I
plan
mean?
for how you're gonna use it to make your money back.
Yeah. And then I always have it in my head like I gotta pay for this in 90 days or less.
That's
Right.
good.
Or get it. That was my dad. My dad was like, yo, don't buy Jack unless you already have the job, unless the client is paying for it, or for a fact you can earn that money in 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, worst case scenario, you screw it up, it'll take you 120 days, but you do not want to be paying for some stuff for years. So even if we went out and bought a $300,000 camera, the job was basically already paying for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good.
You know
That's
what I
good.
mean?
Yep.
So people just know that when someone says, "Oh, you can get this thing," it's just like a SM7B for cheaper. Don't listen to them. The
Mm-hmm.
Shure in April next year will be 100 years old.
Oh
They have been
wow.
doing this mess forever. nobody can touch their longevity. And Mary Lou and I and Chris Cast Ahead, we had the opportunity to see their testing facilities. Yo, bruh, there's a dude whose whole job is to drop microphones and make sure they still work.
Yo, that's crazy.
Like they have freezers, they have heaters, they buy liquid sweat to make sure that they can survive. I mean, they put these things through the ringer. I am absolutely sure, no pun intended,
Sure.
the
We pulled the
the
Tom Buck.
99 the 99 the $99 version of the thing that looks like it at Amazon does not get put through those kind of paces. So
Yo, that's
like
hilarious.
most people, like my boy Scott, he has a SM7, no B, no A, from 1972, and it still works.
Michael Jackson
still
version.
uses it every day. Yeah, it's
That's crazy. I
Dude,
have this. Hold up.
1972, Michael Jackson was 4.
I don't know what this is, like what name it is, but it's a Shure, and I had to grab it when I saw it. Oh, it's a model 522.
Oh yes, bruh. That is
It was
sick.
at like a thrift store or something. I was like, "Ooh, I want that."
Yo, that is dope.
Yeah, so they definitely been around for a long time.
Yo, I wish everybody could get a chance to go see that museum, bruh. That museum is crazy. I was just
What
pulling
museum?
out random. They have a storage of everything they've ever built. They keep copies of everything they ever built, and they have it in this office. This archive, and I was joking. I was like, "All right, cool. Go get me a gold Elvis 55." And old girl was like, "Hold on." Boom. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, yo, Mary Lou and them were cracking up because I was screaming like a little girl every other second. You know,
Yo, that's
it
funny.
was like crazy. I was like, "Let me see an SM58 that Obama spoke on." Here you go. You know, they have a World War II pilot helmet that has Shure mics in it. Like, they got everything, bro. They got
Wow.
everything.
Where are they headquartered out of?
Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's crazy.
That's
Yo, they
dope.
even had the needles that I used to use when I used to DJ. I was like, "Oh, I used to use Shure cartridges when I used to DJ." Oh, girl was like, "Hold on." She slid the, you know, the old library cabinets, we got the handle and you
Oh
crank
yeah.
it and the library cabinet move. She's like, "Hold on." Here you go. And I was like, "Holy crap, they have the whole little set."
That's
Like,
crazy.
yo, they have everything they've ever made for 100 years. They got copies of every single piece. I was like, "Yo, this is bananas."
Wow. All right. So we probably won't have time to refine it and perfect it in this episode, but I at least want to get this looking decent. So what I'm doing is adding the lines because I know, like at the with the angle of the microphone, we want to add some depth to it, so you can know when you look at it that it's at an angle as well, and we could achieve that illusion with doing something like this. So that's all I'm trying to do. So I'm just gonna line these up. Of course, it'll take me some time to get it perfect, but all right. Let me know what the people are saying in the comments while I'm doing this, because I don't know.
Luis was talking about synthetic sweat. Yo, Luis, what's super funny is they had this thought at one point. It's like, "Oh, we could just collect it from the employees," and somebody was like, "No." Here's a fun fact for
Pay
all
me
the
extra for that.
ladies. The head of Shure is female. So just
Oh,
so
that's
you know.
dope.
Yeah, like dude, they're an incredible company, man. Let's see.
They seem like it.
Funds were low growing up. Made record needles out of chicken wire to blast my mom's Parliament. Oh, dude, I'm horrible that you said it's your mom's Parliament and Bootsy records, because I was my records. I love Parliament, Funkadelics, and Bootsy Collins. Bootzilla here. Yeah, there you go. What up, Dan? Good to see you, fam. Dan is in the building.
Dan the man. All right, y'all.
Yo, man, they were. It was funny, Luis, because yeah, dude, a company actually sells synthetic sweat. You're at $700 a gallon, which is crazy.
For testing purposes. or drinking?
Yeah,
Okay.
because no, it's for tests. It's so that you
Okay.
can, make sure equipment. So even if you were making a close, right? Say you wanted to make a gym close, and you
Yeah.
wanted to, prove like how antimicrobial it is or whatever, like it fully
Right.
affects
Right.
the,
Right.
the sweat. Yeah, so they could just dip a shirt in it, like wring it out, and then like come back and smell it in a couple of hours and be like, no, this don't stink. So that's why I wear merino wool shirts. At first, I would never buy these because they seem silly at damn near $100 a piece,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't stink ever and they're super soft. And if you need
Oh,
to
really?
wash one, like when you travel, you
Yeah.
wash it in the sink, it boogers dry in 2 hours. So
Oh, wow. Yeah, I might have to.
I just
You got to
converted my
shoot me an
whole
affiliate link
wardrobe
to
to
that.
merino. Yeah, dude, it's craziness. And it packs light because we always be Oscar Mike.
All right, cool. So I'll spend more time perfecting this later. But as you can see, y'all, this is looking really good so far for Doc, right?
I
So
like it.
then we'll add the background to it. Um, yeah, so a background almost similar to this. So you know what? Let's do that now real quick.
Yo, Tora is funny. I'm just saying, Tora, you crack me up.
See, shorty's real sweat. All right, cool. Oh, so we got the perspective. So I need to take this off. All right, so now let's make this red. Reduce the opacity of it to like 50%. And now try to line it up as best as possible to the edge of the mic. The guts.
Yo, this is crazy.
So will it look like 3 O's when it's small? I hope not. And we can always refine. I did notice that too. We can refine the curve on the D as well, on the outside and the inside. But
So
we'll
many
cross that
horrible
bridge
jokes
when we
with
get
that.
there. What'd you say, Doc?
So many horrible jokes with that. We gotta,
It's Ecamm channel, not your channel.
I'm gonna let
You
that
better
one
leave it
go.
right there. Oh man.
Hey, Paul, if it gets small, I'll just sing. I do my musical Tourette's and I'll just start singing. I've got O's. I've got O's.
All right. Cool. All right, so I just want to emulate this
Oh,
curve right here.
I see. Because then that's like it's like intersecting the barrel of the microphone.
Yep. So we definitely want to
Uh,
represent the this band. We're going to represent that somehow in this whole thing as well, just because that's iconic and it's going to separate both sections. Even if we
yeah.
just just have it as like the negative space, but we'll see. I just want to prepare to do that as well.
Make it easier on yourself later.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because then you make them circles match and then just connect the vectors together. And I see
Yep.
what you
Shape builder tool.
do. Oh,
Absolutely.
yes.
So now I'm just going to
Yes.
create a line. All right, where are we at? Right here. This anchor point to this. I know there's one over here somewhere. All right, I'm just going to leave it. You know what? We want it up here anyway.
Yo, Paul, you ain't said nothing but a word, Big Bird. These are the facts.
All right. I know it's looking crazy right now, y'all, but stick with me. It'll look beautiful soon.
That doesn't look crazy to me because I understand what you're doing.
Right.
And I think a lot of times when people attempt this, it's not, like you said, guys on Fiverr who don't necessarily have, they got the basic skills, but they don't have the little finesse, right? So you're gonna go home to your house and you're gonna make a burger and it's good, but it ain't the same as like Smash Burger or some other place that you just go to get burgers because they on fire, right? And
Yep.
it's the chef things that they know about burger that other people don't know. And here's a prime example. Until recently, like I'm pretty sure most people in the chat, our family, when we had burgers on a picnic, it was just ground beef.
Mm-hmm.
But somewhere in
Mm-hmm.
the last 20 years, I learned you need to add about 10-20% ground pork to that to give it that juicy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh, but I guarantee you most people's, Papa wasn't outside making burgers with a little bit of ground pork in it. You know what I
Right.
mean? You find that out way later in life because that's when chefs got on TV and chefs started snitching. And then you're like, oh, so that's why they joint. We could never get a house burger. I was like, Mom, I want to go get this burger, from so and so. She, I just make burgers at home. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
Mom, you can cook, but it ain't the same.
Right.
Now we know why. Now everybody's mama can add a little bit of ground pork to their burger, and the burgers at home be good.
Mm-hmm.
So that little bit what you did right there to carry the shape all the way through, other people ain't fitting to do that.
Right. So I'll just keep this bunched up.
Kevin, stop snitching, Kevin.
All right. So
Kathy made
now
this
what I'm gonna
list of
do.
songs with all of my musical Tourette songs in it, and now Kevin is telling her to add Ludacris to the list.
All right. So now I'm gonna group this, and then I'm gonna duplicate it just in case I want to go back. So now I'm gonna start using the shape builder tool to chop these shapes out.
It's brilliant.
So I'm gonna lock this layer. And then I'm gonna expand the envelope object. You know what? I won't expand it just yet, just because in case I want to do a bit more refining. But let me lock this, and now we're gonna start using. Let me delete this. Using the shape builder tool. So you guys see all these shapes. I don't know if you guys can see this on the stream. So I'm gonna combine all of this to make the back part of the guts. And where is it? So I'm gonna remove it. I'm gonna move it below the below dock, and then make sure the opacity is 100. Well, I only need the opacity of this to be 100. So you can see. So it'll, you know what? Let's go ahead and make it black, or like a dark gray. And we can honestly, let me just copy this texture gradient. It'll probably be flat when we're done with it, but I just wanted to see what it looks like. I think that looks pretty cool. All right, now select all of this, and then I have this section, which is the band part. The color is wrong,
So make
but we're gonna leave it for now. You know what? Delete this. This. Delete this. Okay. I'm trying to see what this is specifically.
So I just want you guys to notice something. For even if you're making your if you're making your scenes for Ecamm, right, and you're building them out, what Marshall did is something that you should carry over even if you're just building your scenes. So you get to a point where you're satisfied, stop touching that one, duplicate it, and then work on the duplicate so that you have the iterations. If you need to go back 5 steps, you have a place to start. If you just keep working on the same ones and you get 5-10 steps deep and you're like, oh crap, I got to go back, you got to redo everything.
Yep.
And you change your mind in the process as you're going through.
Yep.
So it's always good to keep those iterations. And so that's why Marshall has 5,100 artboards.
Yep.
In this particular case,
that's
those
exactly
artboards
right.
is no different than scenes inside of Ecamm. Like they're legit the same. Artboards are scenes for Illustrator. So you do the same concept when you're doing your scenes.
All right, so now we have the shape pretty much in place. So if I drop this out, see, y'all probably didn't know this is where we were going with it, right? So we have the band, we could adjust, the placement of it, and even move this back and then this back if we wanted to. But we'll leave it like this for now. So now we have to put pops in this part right here, the same way we did Doc, right? And I'm even looking at this just briefly, and I'm tempted to make Doc, the word Doc, a bit smaller, just to add a bit more breathing room around the letters. And being as though I did this, I can add more spacing in between. And I know it's not perfect on the curve, and I'll fix that when I get some time. But I'm going to add a bit more spacing in between the letters to see what that looks like. So I'll go to envelope, distort, edit contents, and now I can go and add spacing in between the letters.
And what's cool about this is you could, because it's sort of modular like this, can change the colors of the phone to use the different logos and different colors just by switching out the phone.
Yep. All right, so let me highlight Doc. You can't see it, but it's there. And then add some space between the letters. And I'll go ahead and make this background just flat, like gray for now. So yeah, we'll refine this, especially like, for example, this part, to make sure that the left side of the D is consistent with the right side, stuff like that. But let's go ahead and put pops on this side. And to do this, we will use the same, pretty much the same shape. So I'm gonna hit Doc, duplicate this, but I'm actually gonna drop this foam out. So the word will actually be the foam. But I'm using this foam, at least that's the plan. But I'm using this foam as like a background, just so I can line everything up. So now type in, pops, and I've definitely got to adjust objects, envelope, distort, edit envelope.
Oh yeah, so two P's, yeah. Paul is right. It's super funny. Someone said, "Why'd you put two P's?" Because one P was taken. It's just that simple, bro.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Sometimes the answers are like mad simple.
Yep.
Hey, Mike is checking something. Can you do me a favor and check your Ecamm preferences, and then go to the interview mode and see if you have the bottom switch set to broadcast or host camera.
Okay, hold up. Ecamm preferences, interview. Yep. Guest view, it says host camera. What should it say?
Try broadcast for a second. We just want to see, because right now your host camera shows a black. Okay, that works. All right, I just got to tell Mike.
My bad.
I'm doing tech support for Watchless Thing with Mike live while we doing this, and then Mike is laughing because Mike was like, "Oh, that's just the dark mode switch," and I'm like, "No, Mike, I'm not that stupid." And light mode is for the clinically insane or people with psychopathy. Like I can't stand light mode. It's super funny. Looks good. Looks good.
So yeah, it's just a matter of making sure everything is where it needs to be. All the letters are spaced out. They're the same size first that they need to be, and then that they're spaced out appropriately, the spacing in between them. So it's gonna take a little time to perfect that.
But at least want y'all to making fun of my typing.
Huh?
Sorry, my keyboard. Tora's making fun of my typing. Said no chicken peck. That's because I'm not trying to talk at the same time. That's just the difference. When you try to type and talk at the same time, it's really hard. That's too funny.
I know I can barely design and talk at the same time.
It's different, right? Everybody who does tutorials like this, like yo, I give all of us props, bro. It is way harder than people think. And people are like, well, why don't you just do this? And I'm like, man, listen, because my hands be wanting to go mad quick, and I gotta like slow it down to tell people stuff.
Right.
And then I skip a step or forget a step because normally it's just muscle memory, and because you're going slower, it's just weird. It's different.
Right.
It's like trying to fall down slow. It's impossible.
I know this is looking crazy, y'all, but just bear with me. We got to get these curves right.
Story is funny. Don't fear the light, Carol Ann.
Sorry if y'all hear the background landscape of people. And what I might even do here is just reset this just to make it faster. Hold on, let me see. Object, envelope, distort, reset with warp. Let me see here. Using object, envelope, distort, reset with warp. Let's see what this looks like. Object, envelope, distort. Object. Okay. A lot more granular.
Put in the lines on each letter.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
Yeah, I feel you.
Oops, wrong one.
So when I did it, what I did was take like the red foam separate and then the word
Mm-hmm.
separate, put it together and tell it to use the red as the envelope for the words.
Oh, word. How do you do that? I don't think I've ever done that.
I gotta open Illustrator to tell you.
Huh?
Let me open Illustrator real quick. Yo, the cutest thing, bro. Mary Lou got her studio, and she's like, "I can open more than one program at the same time." Because her old computer
Wow.
couldn't do it, and she was bugging, and I was like, "Bruh, that's just normal for us." She goes, I didn't know. Like I always had to like open one, close one kind of thing, and it's just super funny that she didn't know the benefits of having that dopeness in your computer,
What did
so you
she
can
have
get
before?
in one MacBook,
Oh,
which is good, but you're not open Ecamm and Photoshop or Premiere. She's a Premiere person, and you know what I
yeah.
mean. You're not opening a whole
Yeah.
bunch of things at one time. Just thought it was funny. Let me see. Let me make a dumb shape real quick. Boom, 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 and let's do the polygons because that'll make more sense. And then grab a words. Boom, boom, boom. And then you put the words onto the poly. All right. And then you select them both and you go object, shape. No. Oh, yeah. There you go. There you go. Okay. So in envelope in object under envelope distort, right? When you have make with wash or make with wash. He's stupid. Make with warp or make with mesh. The
Mm-hmm.
third option is make
Make
with
with
the
top
top
object.
object.
Got
Yeah,
you.
that's
All
what I
right,
did.
bet. Let's try that real quick. All right, so I duplicated the envelope, duplicated the path. So we're gonna put the path over the envelope, highlight both, and then do object, envelope distort, make with top object. All right, and where is it?
Is there? Just try to change the colorways.
Envelope, hold up,
Or it might be because you had
because I
it
already had a
already.
warp on it.
Yeah, you gotta
All
just
right,
use tech.
all right.
These are the
So delete
things that
this.
happen when you be messing with like Illustrator like late at night, just like pressing buttons. I found that a couple years back because I was trying to make something fit a weird shape for some engraving project I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yo, this is way easier.
Yo, that's genius. I've never used that. That's why I love Illustrator because I've only used a fraction of it, and it's
Yeah,
always
that's
something
through
new.
all Adobe programs, bro. It be like that.
Okay, so let me make this a bit smaller.
I think you have to outline the text first.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I forget. Maybe, maybe not. I don't remember. You'll find out the
Well, let's
hard way.
see if we don't. Let's see. Let me make it smaller because I would like to be able to edit it
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
after.
does move.
All right, so let me just see what happens. We highlight both of these, object, envelope, distort, make with top object. Oh, okay, not bad, not bad. So then how
Isn't
can
that
you
crazy?
adjust it? Yeah, that's dope.
Well, it's. I mean, just go to the A in not Atlanta, but the arrow tool, and then go to town. But then it's weird because it's all individuals, right? You'd have to like build an envelope on top of it, like say make a warp now and leave a stock warp, and then you have more points, I guess. But isn't
Mm,
that nuts? It's so
yeah,
stupid.
for sure. Let me
If
see.
nothing else, you could use it as the basis for your other warp, so you have a head start.
Right.
Cause yeah, I wish it had let me give it some envelope. I mean, not envelope. What do we call it in Ecamm? Margin. You know, like add some margin to it so it doesn't have to be the exact edge, because that's where it
Yeah.
becomes, a little problematic. But still,
Right.
it's kind of crazy.
So then you can go in and add your rows and columns and then further refine it.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Isn't
So
that
it makes
sick?
it a bit easier, to be honest. So yeah, okay, this is dope, man.
Dude, y'all still out here trying to sell crisps. We have SM7Bs, bro. You just ignore the gardener for that second versus ruin your whole machine working hard every day because of Chris. That gardener is gone in seconds. Chris,
What is that?
it's a program that Luis and Paul and David like using instead of setting their mics up so that it doesn't make noise. Like get an actual
Oh,
hardware noise remover. It's a software thing. I don't like it at all.
oh, I got you.
It Paul's is good, Luis's is good, but I hear some people that do it and they don't take the time to futz with it, so it sounds mad artificial. And I'm like, oh, I see you have Chris, don't you? And they're like, oh, how do you know? And I'm like, because you sound like a freaking robot.
Hmm. They're like, oh, that's
You
what I
know,
was going for.
yeah. See, Paul has a really, really tiny space, similar to mine, but his AC is like loud, so he has to, otherwise he dead. We have a
Right.
roasted Paul.
I
And
feel like
Luis
that.
is in the same boat, small
Yeah.
space with the AC, and then nephew down on the floor, just like, oh, dad is live. let's press some buttons and make
Right.
some noise. So, I mean, I get it in their particular case, but most people don't need that mess. Most people need to get like a real hardware thing, because depending on Paul and Louise both have Mac Studios.
Yeah.
So their machine can handle crisp. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you got, I'm trying to stream Ecamm on a MacBook Pro M1, and I want to use crisp because I don't want to have a good mic or use a noise gate. That thing is kicking your machine's butt.
Yep.
Yes, I do have a bias. I can't stand crisp. I think it sounds like but I'm the only one with the hardcore audio background. If your people don't see it, leave it alone. Knock yourself out. You're asking the chef to put ketchup on something.
Right. All right. So I'm gonna just refine this. But at least I'm gonna add some color so people can see what it'll really look like. So I'm gonna drop this path out, and then object, envelope to store, edit contents, and let's make. You have any color requests? The purple.
Yeah, whatever, man. I don't care. I'm normally about do it in black and white and then color it later because people get biased.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is essentially what it'll kind of look like, but I'm gonna refine it a lot more so it can look clean. Like, see how like Doc looks clean? I'm gonna refine it a lot more. I may even make the reduce the space in between the letters and all of that. But then once we do that, we can have it, we can make it at an angle. Let me see if it'll do it right here.
Boom.
Let's see. Pops. Object. Envelope to store, edit envelope. Object. Envelope to store, edit envelope.
Michael, now you're talking. I think just for S&Gs, I'm going to give up and I'm going to buy Paul and Louise DBX 286s and I'm going to send it to them and like compare this shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what I have.
Make a video and tell me what the difference is.
Boom. Yeah, so it'll essentially kind of look like that. So we have the mic at an angle with some depth. So I know it looks a little weird right now, but trust me, y'all, it will look a lot better once I'm done with it. So yeah, I am 3 minutes late for another stream, but
that's sick though. I mean, it looks so good.
Yeah, and it'll look a lot better. You know what I'm saying? It will look a lot better once I'm done. So I don't know if you want me to shoot you this as is, Doc, or you just want to wait on me to fine tune it.
I'll wait for you to tune it up. You know what I'm saying?
All right, bet.
Yes, I have the color codes. They're secret squirrel. I could tell you because we're mostly family here. They are the color codes of something that you're supposed to pay a lot of money for to get the color codes, but I remixed it by like 2 numbers, so it's not exactly that. So that way, the companies whose name rhymes with I'm not even, that's too close. If you've seen The Sopranos, you know the name. It's very close, but that's what I did. I took those colors because they're super accurate, and I just slid the numbers back by like a smidge, and I can never get in trouble for not using an exact a P number.
Unique, just like that.
Yeah, that's what I did.
But y'all smash that like button for your boy. I appreciate it. Doc, I appreciate you, my brother. And I'll get this back to you ASAP.
Thank you. Go stream. Go get your stream on.
All right.
Guys,
peace, guys. See you guys next week.
Mahalo.
Peace.